Hi guys, Yolan here. Today I'm back for another video. I'm going to play 5K and 10K, so let's dive into the action. Just need to focus on this end. I will talk after. Um, so he free bet the big blind. I think I need to call the turn now. He bet small on the flop, but turn. I don't think you want to have any jam faces here. Yeah, so I'm just calling. I shouldn't block the bluff with the ace of diamonds. And kings and jacks often is going to play as a check. So I kind of have like close to 100% equity here. He will have some like king jack. He might have jacks also, but jack should be in the check often. So yeah, I'm just not calling the river. I'm not never holding this one. Yeah. GG. But I'm gonna quit this table. We're doing queen 10 here, open cutoff, call big blinds. I'm going to bet 1/3 here is fine. So yeah, with ace is like, there's nothing I can do. Like, of course, gonna be jack often, but I don't understand how we can fold this spot. Like, of course, my calling range on the turn is strong. I have jacks myself, I have ace king, but is he going to like never bluff? I'm probably not. So like, you need to play this way actually. Ace 10 off here. It's a bit bottomish to call. I might put a squeeze. Just need to check. I'm gonna call this. It is actually quite close, even if it sounds like an easy call. 8-9 here. I'm going to call. Yeah, let me put some more on stack here. Okay, facing 200 here. Ace will never be fold here, just always a fold. Yeah, but the ace is quite unfortunate. I think if you play lower stakes, like it might be war well it's a fold. But in the stakes never. 8-9 here. I'm gonna mix between call and raise. I'm gonna call this time. Against a small bet here, you can't raise every flushes, every straights. So I'm gonna mix here. I'm gonna raise some flushes, some straights, excuse me, and some bluffs, but 8-9 needs to mix here on the flop. And now on this river, I think I need to bet this because I'm block calls. And in terms of size, here, I'm gonna block. I think block's fine. I mean, this end should be in the check and the block and like mix probably two sides. Yeah, just on the flop, you can check raise this all the time. So you can have like a small check raise region oriented towards two pair and 7 straights. Yeah, but like these type of hands or should be mixed actually. You can't like always check raise. Otherwise, your calling range as deep is wildly unprotected. So yeah. So about the aces ends, we can say like, okay, it's a cooler next hand, but I'm gonna raise here jack 9. Gonna raise 4. Well, we both know this guy's absolutely nothing. So like I'm gonna raise a lot, and I think he knows that, so he's going to he might raise a lot, which doesn't mean I'm gonna go crazy with jack 9, but yeah. Okay, on this flop right now, I think I should just check out of position. If I have like one overcard, I don't mind betting. Like if I have like king jack king clubs, for example, like should be okay. But I think like this ends play well to check. Like he's often going to check back. Cutoff is really passive fish, so you know it's gonna work well actually. Um, and yeah, facing alpha now is just a fold. I think to do he probably have a queen super often. Yeah, so about the aces, you might think like it's a setup and go to next end, but I don't think that. I think you need to think way more deeply about these spots and like how they should be played. But the thing is like he will have like king jack at low frequency. He's not going to free bet them all the time pre-flop. He has 1 aces. I think I might play this way, and he has 3 jacks. So like in the worst case scenario, like I'm losing, but not that much, and like I expect this guy to find bluffs. He's just quite strong. So yeah, just nothing to do. But if you play lower stakes, try to always think about like, is your hand a cooler or not? Because in lower stakes, they're way less cooler than you think. If they play 200 NL and get free barrel, I fold. Like this is always jacks or king jack. And like the amount of bluffs they have on pre-street is not high enough because I have jack myself in my range. I have all these king and perceived region will fold. So even if the value region is quite tight here, I don't expect enough bluff from them. So I'm gonna play like this. Okay, so there was a bet, re-raise, re-raise, and only. Okay, interesting. The call with 7-5 is a bit too loose. Like I'm not gonna raise like king yourself in spots. Because it might seem like when he passes blind and check has nothing, but like if you see his stats, like he actually check like ace jack in the spot. So I don't use it all the time. He's just not ahead of my raising region, so I don't really like this call. I think it doesn't make any money. If we play against a more tight passive guy, that's fine, but otherwise, like I think just lose. Yeah. I really wonder if Jack should have played as a check on the turn. I strongly believe like this is mainly a check. Yeah. Because like you block the ace jack backdoor check back region, you unblock the king's full bets. Unfortunately, the 10k is gonna break. That's a bit sad honestly because I'm playing since 2 hours, but I didn't think about recording. I was just playing. This could have been a great video, but like you don't know, maybe it's gonna run. Otherwise, I have one table. You know, there's a lot of things to say on the table. Or I can also review the hands I played. But I had 3 table. Like I should have just recalled it anyway. So for those who don't know, like as you saw, I posted a bit less videos. Gonna bet here for 1/3, fine. And the reason why is because mainly focus on live games right now, and also online. Yes, online mainly play 5k, 10k, and only 20k is a big whale. Otherwise, I'm not playing it. And live I play a bit higher trade games. Okay. So ace king here, bet 1/3. You can play like half check in this board. Like should be the typical strategy, but like the EV regret of like 1/3 is close to 0. So it's one of the only spots where I will clearly simplify, because it's doesn't lose anyway. And on the 8 here, we have a hand want to be in the checking region. Like I don't mind betting it, it's not bad, but I want to have like a lower cards to bet. I think ace king of hearts should just be protecting the check back region. So you have some flushes. And I'm gonna barrel like those flushes like ace 5, you know, ace 7, ace 10. Just this is all a bit better. Like on this turn you want to have like it ends that have a bit more equity. And now on the 7, well the main is just pure fold. I'm blocking some bluff ridiculous of hearts, so I'm never going to select this as a bluff. And I think as a bluff, I'm wondering if we can have like a raise size with 5. I think I'm just yeah. Like, I think I should just like go in with 5, go in with Jack 10, and as bluff like having something like King Jack, but like with clubs, for example, just unblocking the bluffs. I think it should be better. So yeah, I'm gonna bluff like, but it's often bet the turn. No, I bet King 10. I think I should just like bluff King Jack and maybe the ace blocking ace 5 suited. Yeah, around this should be fine. Okay, I think table's gonna break, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm gonna get fucked with the straddle again. With the button dice stays. Just people playing the button and left. Okay, I'm gonna stay on the table. Yeah. I'm gonna have to put it here and just wait if someone wants to battle. Well, about the heads up parts, there's something important to say here. Is as you see, there are people waiting, and the thing is, if there is like, if it's the only table playable, and I'm on the table, I'm fine button because I have EV of being on the table because people click really fast. But do I have a ton of EV to like, you know, adds up this guy? Probably not. Okay, I'm gonna sit out here. So yeah, so as you see here, like I'm on the table because if people let me, like it's plus EV. If I'm on 5k NL, there's like 0 table learning. Like I'm gonna sit. And I'm fine battling because like one rec will just come one time. And if someone wants to battle, then they battle for the lobby. And if, for example, there are like 2 tables running non-full marks, which is happening sometimes where there is like one tight guy and like just regs, it can happen. So if I have another table now battling against someone, I'm never gonna battle because the original player is going to be on the other table. So like I'm just battling for battling, and I have no ego. So like, if the guy is better than me, you know, I just quit. And also it depends on the stakes. I don't want to heads up 10k online, so I'm not playing it. And you need to be fine with your ego. Like I see too many regs just like reg battling. It just remember we are here for the fish, and the reg is absolutely enormous in this stage. So you need to double select, otherwise you're losing. So for example, here I think this guy is not winning because he has a worse seat against the fish. I'm winning because I'm in position. And this guy should be close because this guy is quite tight. I don't think he's losing that much. So you need to have an edge on like how to exploit frictional players. Otherwise, like it's a tough stakes to win. Okay, King Jack mainly in the call. Randomize a little bit. Okay, the call. You will see my timing, people. I always think between 5 and 10 seconds in all decisions, just because, except if I have an easy fold, but I don't want to be exploitable when I tank. So if I see that in a spot with my range, in one part of my range, I need to think about it, I'm gonna think with all my range. So I don't have any tells on my timing. Bet half pot on this flop. I think it's fine. Like should may play it as a check or bet polar. And out pot's fine. The body is rainbow, he can use the bigger size. And King Jack is always in the call. Okay, the turn is the deuce of spade. So now he should play with like 2/3 and check. And against 2/3, King Jack is just a call. Nothing special here. And when he check, well, actually, you don't want to get check jam on. So like this end doesn't play well as a bet. If you have in like ace-5 of clubs, 19 of clubs, like these ends are way better as a bet. I absolutely don't want to bet for King Jack. So this one will be often in check. And yep, and I check this. Okay, and King Jack of clubs here. I'm gonna jam again this block bets. I think I have one of the best hand to do it with. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so the reason why I jammed this is because I unblocked the bluffs completely. If he has like king clubs or jack clubs, these cards are often going to bet the turn. Because like jack clubs is often like clubs. And for the king of clubs, same. And I think he like doesn't bluff with the king of clubs. And if he's actually yes bluffing ace king for the size, for example, actually doesn't matter the suit, because if he's bluffing ace king with king of clubs, he's gonna bluff ace king without, and then he's over blocking, and then the jam is winning money. So like the blocker effect here is not that important. The main reason you are targeting is a queen, basically. It's just a fold. Ace-4, I'm gonna mix. It's in the call this time. No, he's not playing. Always stay on the table and it's like this. She might come back. Yeah. Doing mistakes to leave. Okay, ace-4 facing check. So he shouldn't have that many check. So I don't know if he's playing range check or mix. If he's playing range check, I need to check close to everything. I will only bet like 10% of the time. But I think I only take like the small one. I don't think I take only the big size. He's range checking. Yeah, I should just like bet small, like really like 5% of the time. If he's range checking. And ace-4 is always in the check. And on the turn, descent always folding. Okay, and when he check, you don't bet this. It's just not the appropriate end. You block folds. You have all zones to bet with. So, for example, now I'm gonna stay on this table. There's an okay. The reason is because if there is nobody here, I'm gonna be in position if a fish sits. So even if this guy is like not that bad, I'm still going to stay. An ace fall now on the river. I will call with a spade here. Because like a spade is gonna bet the turn more than a non-spade, so I want to have this type of hands. And I think this four is not good enough to call. I will allow the hands. Yeah. And also like ace juice is better than ace four. But I don't mind folding it. You let me open all the tables. You never know. Nobody took the standard table. Okay. That's better because on deep tables you need to play with 50 blinds minimum. And I really don't like playing short stacks. I just don't like short stacks play. Like you need to learn it, otherwise you just get destroyed by short regulars, but I just don't like it. Okay. Jack ten off, I'm gonna call. Okay, on this flop, I'm gonna fold. Something to call. He's range betting, you're gonna raise a lot, but Jack ten is like close to always folding. This hand is just bad. Blocks the fold, so you're gonna raise more the lower card region. You can play like limp and open. Like before I was playing that, and after I don't know why, just play single open. I think I should come back with limps. Playing well. Okay, so we have a new table. I'm gonna put it in the middle. And we have two additional player. If nobody sit, I'm gonna quit and sit here. So can have position on him and half position on the other one. But yeah, as you see, he's playing really tight. I'm probably not gonna play this table. It's not worth it that much. And now there is the 9 max table, so issues in general will come more on this table. Okay, he's queen here. He open a jack. It's gonna be a call. Open. As you see, I always tank a little bit just in case I have a close defend or close 3-bet, so not exploitable on that. Yeah, I think this guy is not coming back. Okay, on this board he should not range bet. The flush draw plus the two size cards are not good for him. Pocket 4 against 20 deep. I think it's folds. Yeah, not sure about this one. Okay, I'm gonna call his queen. You check raise more polar here, you don't take his queen. Okay, he bet 5.2. I'm gonna call his queen. Nothing else to do. It's funny because if you raise, I think you get called by like e7 suited, some ace10. You make for ace king, and you let yourself call by draws, but not taking ace queen to do this. And now the river should have leads. I think not a huge portion, but still have some leads. And ace queen is in the check. It's no need to lead this one. I'm gonna bluff lower ends. And so I'm gonna have like a check and like around 15% pot size. It's fine. H3 off here, not opening it all the time. Stems and folds. Maybe I can open it all the time with 20 deep in small blind. Didn't detect it was 20 deep. Because I block the all-in vision and this type of hands are more value when you play against short stacks. King queen, I'm going to bets. And now he pots. I think it's massively on the bluff. Always gonna fold. Okay, I have so many 10x in my range. I don't need to call ace queen. I'm just folding here, especially this guy. Okay, I'm gonna quit this table to leave. King queen is a call here. You can four bets. I will four bet like king jack and 10. King queen I prefer to put it in the call. I'm still going to four bet this out of frequency. You know, I'll come back now. Yeah, I mean whatever. I'm gonna play one more. Okay, king queen he decided to bet small. This end will call. Okay, turn is a four, so it's a fold against bets here. You don't call as low, like you don't need. Yeah. And if you check, I think this one is in the check. I'm gonna bluff lower. No, because I don't have king 10 that much. Just wondering which shoots I want to bluff. I think hot spade. Yeah, hot spade is better. The spade unblocked the full stuff. I mean, some blocks the bet check fold, and king queen is a fold. Ace king big blind against small blind. Need to free bet this one, and hope they're not going to hold my button again. Otherwise, I'm not gonna be happy. Okay, we have one guy playing. Also, the reason why I'm gonna sit out, they have the worst seats. Then we're gonna have the pure position on the fish. Yeah, that's the problem. If I could have leave the table, I would have sit here. Anyway, that's fine on the table at least. Queen do you see limp? UTG. I really like this strategy. If it's not a misclick, it's a really good strat. AC I'm gonna bet for some size, and here I'm going to check. I really like this strategy. Like the limp EV is close to the open EV UTG, and this is a configuration where when you have like one fish here, you can also play a lot of limp pre-raise against this guy or the other guys. I'm just folding. I'm not betting it all the time. Flop, by the way. And the queen juice is just a fold. So yeah, I like the limp strategy. I think it's fine. Ace is here, going to free bets. King Jack here. I'm gonna open. And there's a post blind. I'm just opening freaks. Like you don't need to open like that bigger than this. Okay, King 10 of diamonds. Yeah, I'm gonna take it as an exploit. I over call for bets here. Because most people, especially I think tight guys, are never willing to have enough jams here. Like she needs to jam like 60-70% of ace king off. I don't think it's happening, so I like to over call for bets here as an exploit. I never like seen one exact spot like this, by the way, but should be okay. Because in Monker you cannot look like what's your range if this guy is folding too much, and on this range if this guy doesn't five bet enough, and you will see like what you need to do. Queen 9 here, I'm going to range check. Queen 9, I'm going to check again on the turn. It's not the type of hands you want to bet that much, so I'm gonna check this. And he's going to play well, but I think he's weaker than other X, even if he's playing okay. And yeah, I probably expect too many bets from the AC region. So that's why I like to check this in. And also, like when I check call in general, I just bet an ace often on the river. So I like to like check a lot again. There's a lot of interesting line you can take. It doesn't sacrifice that much EVs actually. I'm gonna call and let's see what he does on the river. I'm always calling the river, like any size, of course. And maybe I can think about it if you like freak spot or something, but I'm always calling any reasonable size. And of course never raise here because he's not calling enough. It's a raise. So you don't have enough equity, so this is a pure call. I don't know this, but there's no way I'm pulling 2 pairs. Okay, interesting. Okay. Yeah, nothing special to say about his play. I think his hand on the river fits more in the 3-quarter category. I think he wants to like overbet a bit stronger because I'm gonna have enough 2-pair check call here as you see. So it's not a huge mistake. I don't mind actually. Should be close. And if you play lower stakes, like range check turn is probably a bit better because they might overbluff too much to Jack X King X region, and A6 in general just bet too much. Whereas like you should check super often. So I think this guy will play well enough to like not let me having the range check strategy. It will be better. So yeah, against the pool here, I think you can play double check range is fine. Or you can just like, if you want, you can just bluff your bluffs, by the way. You can bet our spot with Queen Jack. Like bluff your bluffs and just check your value if you want. Doesn't matter that much. Okay, on the Jack. I think I'm not betting here. He has a lot of this is 3-bet frequency. Let me just check the notes. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's definitely not going to call now, so I just prefer to check this. And Queen 10 will raise on the flop, falls also, so I mean falls beats me. But yeah, I don't think there is an offense I can value on turn plus river, so I just prefer to check. And I'm gonna bet out spots and just try to value bet something. I'll bet even lower. I think 150 is better. So he's calling more the 2-pair region and like pocket 5, pocket 6 with a heart. So you should always value bet, but don't take like a siding is too big. Queen 10 here, tough, jack, open. And I'm gonna quit the table after and just come back here. So if people sits, I will have the position on the original players. But there's a high chance all the Rex don't sit because the table is actually bad. So the main people will sit or Rex. So I just put myself here. Could have just fall and do it right now, actually, but I don't think any Rex is going to come here anyway. Okay, Queen 10, I don't have a betting range here. You can just play range check, that's fine. Especially because like Button's range is too condensed to all 8s and 7s, so like there's no hands you want to bet. Yeah. Okay. Okay, on the 7 of hearts. So now I want to bet a lot because they don't have like that many 7x, especially this guy probably has never 7x. And so the sizing you can use is the Yolan, and I think I'm just going to take it. So I play overbet with my overpairs and the 7x I have. But I only have a7. I don't open all the time in this position, so I think it's fine. Okay. Okay, both careful. I think we'll lose this guy. Yeah, we'll lose it. Look at 6 is cut off. Hijack, low jack, BTG. I should be mixed. I'm gonna fold and just join the table again. No, I'm gonna join here. Okay. Yep, now the placement I want. So let's see the hand he played because it's a good information can give us. Okay, so if you bet King Jack off against Cohen. Wow, he called the click. Amazing. Check flop, check back the flop. Interesting way to play tens. I'm just gonna note he three bets King Jack off. I'm gonna note the dates of today. So we are 21 May. And it's important to know the date because like maybe like this will depend on his moods. So He may play differently depending on how he's feeling. So yeah, need to focus about that. King for a spade. So my free betting range depends on his timing mostly. And if he has like a non-confident timing, like he tanks like 2-3 seconds in open, then I'm going to free bet. Because the exact clear timing tell for most of the time. If you see that he's tanking every situations, might means he's doing something else. At the same time, you're gonna change what you want to do. And on the Jack of Spade, probably going to check this again, bluff the river. You can play this as a bet, but like the angels will fold the turn. It's just going to check and fold rivers. So I prefer to play this way. And now I can raise. She doesn't have enough 10 a6, but yeah, he might not bet a jack this way often. I think it's better to call actually, and just lead if I eat, and if I don't eat, don't lead. No, I'm not gonna lead. I want to. It sounds like a bad jack actually. I'm gonna check. Yeah, just king jack or something. King queen. Wow. Wow, we dodged it really well. Yeah. And what I did on the river is like always on purpose. I'm gonna open queen four. When you play against original players on the river and you don't want him to bet, always tank the river, like always. It works amazing well. If I don't tank like this, I think he's always betting. So in general, sometimes he'll bluff a bit less and he check backs 8-9 of spades and I'm quite happy because if he bets on the river, I'm going to fold. So always tank this spot here is super important. Since I have enough here, I'm going to open. I didn't play enough with this guy, so I know he can counter that enough. Like he never saw me opening like as wide. And for example, this guy saw me already opening large buttons. So if it wasn't a small blind, I will open the standard range. But actually, if he's under free betting and given the mistakes he will do post flop, like you win a lot of money by opening 10-7. And if you start free betting like 5-6% less, like this hand is always an open. Especially considering the mistakes he will do post flop. Okay, I'm gonna fold ace-4. Free betting ace-5 and ace-4, not much. Okay, pocket queens will open, the board is ace-9-5, so I'm gonna play mixed strategy here, I'm not range betting. The reason is because you can't range bet on this board. It's not bad. Like the VB rate is low, but what it takes against 60. I'll just play a bit more between half 1/3 check. You can reasonably play 1/3 checks, fine. Here. You only have like two sides. Okay, and on the turn, the queen is a check, but I wonder. And now with queens, extremely easy check. And you don't have 1/3 open. Here you only bet 3/4, and you might have one over bets range. Get queen use of hearts. There's the. You have nothing special. Nothing special. I'm gonna stay on the table because if one frictional player is sitting, is going to be here. 9-8 off against hijack. It's a call. But against Twix sometimes. Like most of the time. We're gonna call this time. Okay. Okay. On the flop, you can play range check back if you want. It's fine. And now I'm gonna check the turn. Not gonna bet often, and I think the only size you want to do is small here. And the river main is strong enough to block. And as bluff, I'm mainly going to take like everything that doesn't have an ace. So like lower queen X, lower jack X, always gonna be bets, and an eight is in the betting region, and you can have two sides here. But you can put everything in the smaller, it's fine. Okay, full of jack. Okay, what did he do? And as you see, like every time he plays a hand, I need to check what he did, because it's really important to just have like a tiny amount of information that brings me more money. It's something important. So he called the free bet with king jack off. Check call flop. Check. Okay. And by the way, I really like this size. I think it's really good, because if he's calling this type of range, and you can just bet this size, and it's gonna work really well. You can just raise 4x, because it's just going to work really well. If he's calling the same range, you are just putting more money in the pots and win more money, basically. I think a lot of people are doing the mistake here. So open kings, he calls, squeeze, and I see too many players 4-betting. But 4-betting is a big mistake, because we play against a tight guy, and a tight guy range is just strong. And you might say like, yes, but if he falls stands against a jam, it's bad. But like people in the sets of people folding against 4-bets are going to fold against an all-in anyway. Like, let me show you. Okay, so let's say we have these sets, okay. So what I want to show is in these sets there are some elements here and here. It's right. Well, you don't need to put stars, but just put points, but whatever. And we have like all the elements here. I'm gonna explain like what's both sets. And here we have the sets of people folding tens against the 4-bets. So F. Let me take. I'm gonna take the text. It's gonna be better. Okay. So fold 10-10 against 4-bets size. Okay. And here we have here we have folds 10-10 against all in. And what I want to show you is if we check about like the probability of both elements, like the probability of one element to be in both sets is actually extremely high. So if we have a partition here, which is just a set of sets we want, well, in this one, of course, like this sig and stuff, like it's not mathematically rigorous, but it's not the goal of today. In this set, the projection probability is high. Like the chance that one element is also in the other sets, like this probability is actually high. And for me, it's like over, let's say, 0.9. So it's around 90%, but probability should be expressed in value towards 1 and 0. And yeah, in this spot, so the correlation, knowing the information you have, is high. So the concepts, I named it BIPA. It isn't absolutely not complicated, actually. You do it already, but not in this way. I'll show you after. So the BIPA concept is depending on one element I have during hands I played, how I can do correlation between plays my opponent can do. And the reason why I don't 4-bet size is because the only reason why not 4-betting sizing is if he falls too much against all-in, but he's tight, so we know that he's tight. So this is for the Bayesian. Like if it was for the B later, It's a Bayesian theorem. Just to like explain it like easily, is just like the probability knowing an information. So just easy inference. So Bayesian inference. And this is a population or profile. It can be both, and analysis. And so what you're analyzing is this, like knowing an information coming from the outside. What's the probability of a potential correlation between the two sets here? And so let's say Yayad is here. So let's say Yayad is here. Because I think that the projection probability is high, I believe like he will be here super often. So I have actually no interest to take this size, and you should just jump. And for example, like one BPI you can do yourself is okay, if he's calling, let's say you're in a spot where you want to overbet the river, and you say, okay, I need to go all in because he's inelastic between all in and freak spots. Okay, well, so what you're saying to yourself is just, that's why probably it's not complicated, this one. Like what you're doing in your mind without knowing, it's just you do like projection probabilities. Projections, it's not really projections, but whatever. And so you estimate that the probability of one element to be in the other sets is close to 1. And so yeah, I should know this like probability of X being in the freak sets, like close to the probability of, I'm not gonna write it, doesn't matter. Yeah, so that's why I jump. I think it's the best move. And he calls king. Also, like when you jam, you have less aces and more ace king. So actually, I think there will be higher chance of him folding tens against 4-bets compared to him folding tens against all. Yeah, and why I put tens, because tens, nines can be the hand that might change their behavior depending on the size. But if he has ace king, like he's calling every size, so let's go all in and take the money right now. So I went all in, he calls, and we chop. I think ace is like, I can't play differently. Like I know these spots will probably be on the block, but he will still have some ace-5 here, I believe. Yeah, but the turn size was really big, and I knew in game like you shouldn't use this size because I'm calling some kings. I have jack super often. I have some king jack suited, and like he doesn't have like one value region that want to isolate against the bluff catchers, because the highest parts of my bluff catcher region, let's say he go like 3-quarter and go in, and because we play a bit deeper than the solution I showed you, he needs to call some I need to call close to only king X. Well, then what's the point about isolating against king X, where like if you check jacks, I'm betting a king myself, so you can also let me bluffs. So that's why I don't really like the play, and I think it should be played as a check, whatever. And on the river now, yeah, nothing I can do. We might think like it's better to have a king, so you block kings and king jack, and we might say it's better to have a jack. I don't think so. Like the ace of diamonds should never bluff with, because even if he's blocking some call, it's not a good removal to have. So he should just give up this. So the first thing I want to review is the pocket aces. So I jack open, he free bets. And as you see here with aces, you do some calls and I randomize. I call this 20%. You do more calls, I think, cut off big blind compared to hijack big blind, but doesn't change that much. Yeah, you do more calls. That's why I randomize 20 instead of 10. It doesn't matter that much. So I call, the board is king 5-7. And as you see here, he can just play half or 1/3. 1/3 fine. Ace is super often in the call. You can play without raise, here is fine. You don't lose that much EV. The turn was a jack, and he bets, and I think it's not a bet. I think jack should check. Yeah, the jack is always a check. His suit was always a check, I think. And I don't remember his exact suit. But as you see here, it's a mix, and it's often a check. I think it should really be a check support. Yeah, I think just jack should play as a check, and king's often. And as you see here, you have like a huge diversity of size, and you can't go like for 3/4 in the spot. And I think it's not a good exploit against me to like make the size bigger, because I'm gonna fold some strong hand on the turn. And yeah, I think you just isolate yourself too much against a stronger region. So I don't like the free quarter. Yeah, I don't like it. I'm gonna put half pots, but let's see. Because the thing is, like, with jacks, like the ante is 1% sure to value bets. I don't remember the river. Or like aces, ace king. But like I'm putting all my money when he checks with these hands often. So he doesn't lose anything by checking jacks. And he's blocking the check back region. So I don't like, even if in theory it's took, I think it just play better as a check. And on the river now, facing the lane. So of course aces absolutely never fold, printing money. And I should find call with the lower king region. I should always call king queen, should always call ace jack. I think a lot of people are going to not call enough in the spots. Probably me included, because I'm not calling eights. So yeah, I think it's a good line to play as a bluff, and as a value, like I don't mind taking jacks, whatever. But yeah, I shouldn't have jacks that much. So like keep in mind we are 120 dips, and he size way bigger on turn, so it changed the board and like what you should call on turn plus river. But yeah, whatever. Okay, so now let's review the king jack hand. So it was, I don't remember the exact suit, but it was cut off against big blinds, small blinds, excuse me. So king jack often the call. I still have like 10% in my range. Offer bet this 10%. Oh, but it starts with king 10. I mean, whatever, it's not gonna be like huge stuff. So we call, flop is 8, 7, 4. Yeah, as you see, he plays like alpha check, as I said. You can play the big size, but big size mainly use rainbow boards, because on rainbow boards the QT decrease less. So that's why, like on rainbow, you use an quarter. As a simplification, I play like small portion of half, or check, and you can also play like range check. It's fine. Like people are not considering range check that much, so you don't lose any money by simplifying. Okay, so he bet outputs. Okay, I call. Turn was deuce spade, he checked. And as you see here, I think king jack always check. Well, it's actually betting often. I think against the pool it's not that great, because you actually make full ends that can just like bet the river and like fold against the raise. Yeah. So like in your stakes, I said, and also wise, like even if you get some check raise all in, it seems that the solve like wants to play king jack as a bet. I don't like it against the pool. I think it's just better to check. Like it's actually easy for people to like put more in the check raising region, and like if they overfold the turn bet, even though in the money, but it's not gonna change that much compared to like just check and bet the river. So I mean, whatever. I'm probably under betting the eye clubs here. Well, it actually, this is just king jack having like a specific property of unlocking false a bit more, because as you see, like king queen of clubs is always checking. So you know, if I always like check this, it's not gonna be a huge problem anyway. I'm gonna bet some clubs, just not this one. Okay, so between check, check, and the real came a queen. And he bet for 1/3. So as we see here, she has two size, free size. You can even have some all in. I say you need to block aces and kings, but that's true. Like aces, kings can play as a bet on a turn. Plus, it can also choose the bigger size. So I think 1/3 is exclusively for the Queenix. So I like my bluff actually. And as I said in game, like you need to bluff ace king. I don't mind against not too aggro guy to just jump this, because I actually have like, I think against him I have a tight mage, so like this is going to work way better. And I was aware in game like he needs to pull every single Queenix except the worst one, and I'm not sure he's actually calling it that much. And the thing I really want to show you is if I go to a solve here, okay, and we put the exact same pattern. So outputs, call, deuce, check. Does it check here? Yeah, it checks small. And I put a queen. think it was queen of diamond, but whatever. And I put a block. It's funny, it's close to bluffing in this sim, but ice always less precise than the other sim. If I go all in, he needs to call every single queen X. And I think when he has a queen, like queen X will be too much in this line. Like, I think queen X just block too much if he has them. So that's why I use this all in. And something interesting here is, as you see, like king jack is not really bluffing, but if I not look this range, okay. So I not lock this range, okay. I put a block, and now if I go all in, and he's folding like pocket tens, just only pocket tens, okay. You make money with king jack a lot. So on the river, it's important not to like overthink about blockers. And in this spot, what's the main thing is important is actually my mage. If I play against like one guy for like months and he's seeing me like playing optimally in close to his spots, then like it doesn't really matter to make this type of bluffs because on the longer they will catch what I'm doing. But here, like we're gonna be mage, I think I like to overbluff this type of spots. And I tend to overbluff most of the time. Just because against a lot of people like believe there's a higher chance to have a tighty mage and a loosey mage. So I can bluff them all. And in your stack specifically, it's super important not to focus too much about blocker. I'm not saying like if you don't have blockers, you can bluff and just over bluff all the time. So what I'm saying is I'm gonna take like these close bluffs sometimes in some spots, and all the other time try to play my best and close to optimal. So like it's going to be tough for them to understand like which spots I'm over bluffing and which spots I'm doing my trick and of like under bluffing, over bluffing. I tend to play like this because it makes more noise than just playing optimal all the time, especially if I have a read on the side. And also, if you play lower stakes, it's super important if you play one less. Just don't care about like blocking and stuff. If you think he's betting too much queen X and he's folding them too much, and if in the case you're right, UV is high enough to compensate your EV when you're wrong, then you can just take the move all the time. And you know, if he's calling me with queen jack, that's fine because for me, I took the best move. And this time he didn't call, but you know, I can play against another type of opponent that will fold to choose. So I think it's fine. Yeah. Yeah, let's do some review of today's end while waiting. As you know, it's what I'm doing. Like if I don't have any table, I just review the end I played.